Thank you for taking the time to join us today. This is part two of our SAP webinar series around S4 HANA asset management. Today, we're going to cover simplified emergency maintenance. My name is Dan Anderson. I work as a business solutions manager in support of our SAP practice at Total Resource Management, TRM. Spent 30 years in the maintenance and reliability space. Started off my career in EAM, CMMS, providing solutions for clients. Spent the past 20 years really focused in the process side of things. Currently serve as vice chair on the SMRP board of directors and a director for the World Partners in Asset Management, WPIAM.
Hello, my name is Senthil Kathirvel. I'm leading the SAP practice here at TRM. I'm an electrical and electronics engineer and also with an MBA in project management. I have played various roles in manufacturing. Prior to my SAP career, I spent around 8 to 9 years in the manufacturing side, played various roles such as supervisor, manager, electrical engineer throughout my manufacturing career. I also did many SAP certification, and at this time I have 10 active certifications that include asset management, procurement, inventory management, sales, most of the logistics areas. In SAP consulting, I worked around 12 years globally to implement SAP asset management primarily. Then I also worked in the manufacturing Pfizer, when during their SAP implementation. Then I worked as a consulting partner for a global consulting company, and currently, I'm with TRM, as I mentioned, leading the SAP practice.
To tell you a little bit more about TRM and our focus, we really work in digital and operational excellence for asset management. What does that mean? That means that we carry the expertise when it comes to the process side of things, supporting our clients with maintenance planning and scheduling best practices, reliability engineering best practices, coming in and focusing on operator care and those types of sciences. So we understand the importance of addressing the procedural side of things, also with the technical side of things. I think that you'll see from our backgrounds that Senthil and I both carry a significant background when it comes to EAM, CMMS type of support. So from a maintenance and reliability perspective, TRM provides assessments, training, coaching, process improvement, maybe helping you with your PMs and optimizing those, and focusing on data quality. Our technology practice, which Senthil and I are part of, is dedicated to leading EAM and APM solutions. So a lot of folks know TRM through our IBM Maximo experience, but as mentioned, Senthil and I are really focused in SAP solutions for folks that are taking that next step.
Okay, so with that, let's talk about SAP now. So in this demo, primarily we are going to talk about the maintenance process models in S4HANA, because SAP has completely changed how it is used for maintenance management for the last 2 decades. So first, we are going to talk about how the maintenance models can be designed in S4HANA. And there are a few other ways, you can define the maintenance process. But in this webinar, we primarily focus on a specific process model called Simplified Emergency Maintenance Process. Okay, first, what is maintenance process model in S4HANA, right? We all are familiar with all the different maintenance process models overall, right? Not only in SAP, any maintenance management software. You can create an emergency maintenance, you can have a preventive maintenance, you can have a corrective maintenance. So these are some of the process models, right? So in S/4HANA latest version, SAP has primarily defined three different process model. So the first one is simplified emergency maintenance. So when there is an emergency or breakdown, you will not do any planning activity. Your planner will not do any planning before someone do the actual emergency maintenance activities. So considering all these points, SAP has simplified the overall emergency maintenance with a very small number of steps. And another common maintenance model is the standard maintenance. This standard maintenance is nothing but a maintenance model that we are using for many years, right? This is starting from your notification, order, and completion, that type of standard process. And finally, phase-based maintenance, which is a new maintenance model introduced by SAP, which is very much suitable for the companies that need to satisfy a lot of rules and regulations and compliances. For example, pharmacy, right? They will have to follow strict guideline when they are doing the maintenance. So the phase-based maintenance is very much suitable for that type of industry. So how simplified emergency maintenance model can be defined in SAP, right? So primarily, three main roles involved in the emergency maintenance process. One is a maintenance technician. He identified the need for the emergency maintenance when walking through the production floor, find out something is seriously wrong and that needs to be fixed immediately, right? So the maintenance technician role is the one which is initiating or triggering the whole process. And secondly, warehouse clerk, whenever there is a part required to do the emergency maintenance, the warehouse clerk will have to issue the part needed for the emergency maintenance. And finally, planner will, make sure all the findings are recorded in SAP before closing the maintenance order. So these are the three main roles involved in the emergency maintenance process. But this emergency maintenance process, don't have to be started before someone is doing the emergency maintenance. But that is also an option. They can initiate the process, go and do the work, post completion, they can complete the process. Or the other option, they just go and complete the work, take the part from the store, complete the work. Later, they can do the complete end-to-end transaction in SAP to record the process. So what are the benefit or the key points around simplified emergency maintenance? Number one, this is a UI5 Fiori application-based process. You cannot run this process using the transaction code at the backend. Right? This is the key point you will have to remember. And secondly, the whole process, right, from the initiation to completion, can be completed within a single Fiori application. You don't have to, move around applications from one to another. You just log into one application and you can complete the whole process. And the third one, which is not there, you cannot find this in the older version of SAP. So basically, you can, or the technician can pass the work, if there is a parts requirement during the emergency work execution, he can pass the work. And once he receive the part or receive the tool, he can resume the work. So he can do multiple work recordings or multiple confirmations. And finally, this is most suitable for the work which is, not require complex planning activities, right? So with that, let's jump into SAP and quickly see how this process can be executed in SAP. So let me share my SAP screen. Hope you are able to see my SAP screen. So this is the Fiori application.
Not yet, Senthil. We're still on the PowerPoint here.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So let me try to share my SAP screen.
There we go.
Okay. Thanks, Dan. So this is a Fiori main screen where you can find all different applications. For this demo purpose, I rename it the application called Emergency Simplified Maintenance. In standard SAP, you will find this as a corrective maintenance or different names, right? But always you can change the name so that you and your user can understand easily. Right. So the first step, report malfunction. There are two other tiles, but you don't need to worry about the other two tiles. Always, go through the report malfunction tile. If you click on the tile, that will take you to the screen where you can initiate your malfunction reporting process. As you all familiar with, primarily you need to input either the equipment or functional location as a technical object on what you are going to do the emergency maintenance work. To do that, go to this field technical object and pull the equipment from the list. So in our case, let's say the AC motor is malfunctioning or breakdown, right? So we select this equipment, the equipment is copied over to this particular field. Now input the description, say motor malfunction. So this is a description of the issue. And also you can input the failure mode. This is completely optional, but I would strongly suggest or recommend you to use it. So for example, say insufficient power, right? And what is the effect of this breakdown or malfunction? Let's say whether it is production restricted or production breakdown or no effect. So in our case, let's use production restricted. And by default, SAP assigned this notification to the creator. Here, number 8. So I'm using this Fiori application, so it automatically capture my personal number here, which is number 8. You can also upload the pictures or the document to explain to someone who's reviewing this notification at a later stage, but that is completely optional. So once you input all this necessary information, click on Save button. So now please note that you are not moved out of this application. You are still on the same application. Now this app is moved from notification to order. Now you see the order information here, which is job details. And here, motor malfunction, you have one operation with the number 0010. And you can also quickly add the planned effort for this breakdown. So in our case, let's say this work needed 1 hour. So I just, you can type the number here, or you can just use this slide bar to put the appropriate number there. So once you add the word, click Save button. So now the planned effort is ordered, right? And if you need any parts, you can also add the part by clicking this button. But for this demo, we are not going to add any part because the process is same. Either you add the part or not add the part. So in our case, we have added the hours, and finally you click Release. Right. So now the work order is ready for work. So here there are 3 different status. If you click on this button, it will say ready for work, in process, or work is done. So now let's say, the technician started working on this. So he'll just choose this in process option. Now you see our order 289 save with a notification. So now the order status is in process. And he can also, as I mentioned earlier, he can pass the work, right? For example, he needs some tool to complete this work, and currently he doesn't have the tool. He's waiting for someone else to hand over the tool to him. So in that case, he can pass this work temporarily. But when he choose the option pass, he will have to input the reason why he is passing the work, right? So for example, he's waiting for the tool. So he will have to choose the option waiting for the tool and click OK. And now this is the optional step. SAP asks whether he wants to put the partial hour in this order or not, right? But in this case, let's put some partial time. So this much hour he spent, but now he's waiting for the tool. And now he sees the status work pass. So assume that he received the tool now and he spent some more time and complete the total work. He'll come back to this order and put this work or mark this work is done. So when he marked the work is done, he will have to record the time, right? Because he completed the breakdown activity. So he'll click on the button, record time, and he'll put the additional effort. System always propose the time based on the original planned hour, but the technician can modify that. And also he need to mention here final confirmation. If the work is 100% complete, he will have to mark final confirmation. Let's say there are some remaining activity needs to be completed before the work is completed. He doesn't have to click this button. If he's very sure the work is 100% completed, he will have to check this box and save. Right, now the work is done. So finally, he'll have to click this button. The technician will have to click this button to tell the production or the planner or the supervisor that this breakdown activity is completed. And finally, close report so that this will be completely removed from the reports. Right. So this is the simple steps to complete the end-to-end breakdown or emergency work in SAP. If you notice, technician didn't go out of this page. He always stay in this page, starting from the notification until completion of both notification and order. So this process is totally simplified. This is very much appropriate especially to the industries where they don't have much time to plan the work, or they go and complete the emergency and later they come to SAP or computer to record the whole activity. This is the very suitable process for them to follow. With that, let me hand over this to Dan to give you a wrap-up information.
Thank you, Senthil. That's a great overview. I think that even with some configurations on some of those screens too, you can further simplify it for your technicians, logging their time in, limit some of the drop-down information. That's all capable, right?
Yes, that is right.
Well, appreciate the background there, Senthil, and thank you everybody for taking the time to participate and in this session. Look forward to seeing you on additional sessions. Should you need anything in the future, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Have Senthil and my information listed on this slide as well too. So again, really do appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you in future sessions.
Thanks, everyone.